discrimination is a very bitter pill to swallow, because discrimination, some people even abuse you directly in your face. You're like a foreigner to them. You don't belong here. They tell you it's like being a disabled person. You come and live with it, and you know that I cannot do this and this because it's God's will.
In the 19th century, British colonialists recruited Nubians from Sudan to fight for them in the last scramble for empire. In World War I, Nubian troops defeated the Germans in East Africa, safeguarding Britain's colonies. They were given 4,000 acres of land in Nairobi to settle on in lieu of a pension. The Nubians named the place Kibra, or Land of the Forest. But the British did not give the Nubians title deeds to their land. Since independence, the Kenyan government has forcibly evicted Nubians from their homes, arguing that they are simply squatters with no rights. Today, Kibra is known as Kibera, the largest slum in sub-Saharan Africa, and Nubians are slowly being squeezed out of the land they've occupied for over 100 years.
Well, the challenge traces back, way back to the primary level. Even if you're interacting with your peers, they'll be telling you like, you're a Nubian, go back to Sudan. It's like a direct discrimination. It was like, it was fed into their minds, even the young children. In Kibera Primary, I was the 9th in the school. I had 349 grades out of 500. But those people that I defeated were called in better schools than I. So we were discriminated even in the registration process of secondary schools.
This is actually our ancestral land. It may look odd being right in the middle of many city estates like this, but this is actually our ancestral home. And this piece of ground was occupied by the Nubians long before Nairobi became a city. This cemetery is very old. I believe the first burial here was carried out in 1912 or thereabouts. And it's an important burial ground. It's the one piece of land, its ownership is undisputed. The perception was that this land was given in lieu of a pension. Later it turned out we do not actually own this land legally. And as a result of that, we started clamoring for proper registration of the land which we believe is ours. We have no other rural home in Kenya, and the right thing to do is to give us legal documentation for this land.
While the British left the Nubians in limbo without title deeds to their land, the Kenyan government has been reluctant to issue them with national identity cards, the hallmark of citizenship. Kenyans without an ID are essentially stateless. They are unable to work, vote, travel, attend university, open a bank account, or enter government buildings.
Prior to independence, all Africans were treated equally, and we felt we belonged in the country. After independence, though, things began taking a turn for the worse. There was a lot of identification through ethnic means, and those of us that did not appear to belong to Kenya and to have a rural home appeared like aliens.
You will find that many of the youth in Kibra, they're idle because they don't have an identity card and they don't have a job. And you know, when people are idle, they become disillusioned and they regard themselves as the useless bunch of the community. They end up using drug substance and the rest. You don't have an identity card, you don't prove that you're a citizen. You'll feel out of place at that place. So you won't feel like you're a citizen of the country, you feel like an alien. Even someone can call you a refugee. What do you have to prove that you are not a refugee or you are not an immigrant?
In 2006, the Nubians filed a complaint against the Kenyan government at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. They are awaiting the outcome. In 2007, Kenyan President Mwai Kibaki issued a directive ordering the Ministry of Lands to give the remaining 780 acres of Kibera to the Kenyan Nubians as a charitable trust. It is yet to be implemented.